Good morning, everyone. It's Rabbi Dr. Jack Cohen. I'd like to share an amazing Dvar Torah with you on this week's Parsha of Chayei Sarah. This is the famous Parsha that deals with Shidduchim, because in this week's Parsha, Rambam sends his messenger out, Eliezer, his trusty servant, to look for a wife for his son Yitzchak. I'd like to ask a very interesting question. What's the Torah's take on love at first sight? We know it's usually taboo. Love at first sight sometimes smacks of infatuation. So as a dating coach, I warn people to be on the lookout for that. But indeed, if we look in this week's Parsha, the Torah advocates for love at first sight. But what kind of love at first sight? So the most detailed love story in the entire Torah is of Yitzchak and Rivka. Briefly, Avraham sends Eliezer out on a mission. Go find a wife for my son Yitzchak, but go back to my hometown. And Eliezer makes a deal with Hashem. The girl who comes out to give me water to drink and my camels to drink, that's going to be the one that'll be the future wife for Yitzchak. Why is there so much attention to the story of the courtship of Yitzchak and Rivka? You know why? Because we spoke about the concept of love at first sight. Eliezer immediately fell in love with Rivka's acts of kindness, her expression of chesed. So she follows him back to Canaan, and her first glimpse of Yitzchak, her future husband, she sees him going out in the field, and she asks Eliezer, who's that man? He goes, that's Yitzchak. And she sees Yitzchak praying, and she fell in love with his acts of piety, his devotion to Hashem, the way that he was praying in the field. So the question we have to ask is, if you, the chassan, see in your kala the wonderful acts of charity and kindness, and when you, the kala, see in your chassan his devotion to all aspects of Torah, then we have a love at first sight that's totally sanctioned and encouraged by the Torah. The story is told of a couple, Larry and Linda, who were considered the perfect couple, a modern couple. They were both on the same page in virtually everything. They agreed on travel, politics, diet, the environment, you name it. You never saw two people so made for each other. They seemed so happy together. They were enviable. Larry and Linda, sadly, are now divorced. What happened? They were so compatible. Why didn't their love last? And the answer is because neither Larry or Linda possessed the idea of striving to improve themselves. They never saw marriage as a spiritual path, a bond to commit to and work on. As a result, self-centeredness took over, leaving each one more devoted to himself or herself than to the other. And sadly, the result was the marriage crumbled. In summation, as you prepare to date, we encourage you, follow the path of Yitzchak and Rivka. Yes, indeed, yes, fall in love with the person's midos, with their fine character and their devotion to Hashem. May we be zochet to see everyone as single get married within a year. Amen.